It's Denzel. Um, Today I'm just reviewing 5 of my favorite anime, and let me start off with this. If you're new to anime or never watched anime, you should definitely check it out because unlike cartoons, it's definitely more mature and has a deeper meaning to the plot and to the story than just a normal cartoon that would, you know, be suggested for kids. Anime has some pretty deep material sometimes, and sometimes graphic depending on what you watch. But it's for the most part, the producers of these shows, do a really good job at finding out the touchy, feely things and the things that gets us hyped and ready to go. My top 5, I'd have to say, beginning at number 1 would be Naruto or Naruto Shippuden, which is talking about the lives of ninjas. Obviously, the main character is Naruto, who's a ninja himself, but he has a demon trapped inside of him. And so, at the very beginning of the show, he's an outcast, and he's basically trying to fit in. And he's not skilled or talented at all, but he works his way up to the top, and eventually he becomes the Hokage, which is basically the equivalent of being the president. It's really good, has very good character progression, you know, very good fight scenes, and the instrumentals, the music, that plays in the background is phenomenal. But I don't think that they win, that they're number 1 for music. I would have to say that they're number 1 for action sequences and character progression. Number 2 spot is tough. It was between the Eureka 7, I call it Eureka 7, some people say Eureka 7, and Full Metal Alchemist. Both Full Metal Alchemist and Brotherhood. But I want to say I give that spot to Eureka 7 because the character progression is really good. It's kind of romantic sci-fi, and I'm not really into romantic comedies, romantic movies, or dramas, or anything. I'm normally not into that stuff, but this one, it just gives you the feels. I don't really know how to explain it. Basically, it's about the main character, Renton. He's just a boy in the middle of a nowhere town, and his destiny was to be a no one until he finds out that, he's, there's more for him in store. That he's not meant to just be a nobody. He meets this girl, not an ordinary girl. She's kind of like an alien, if that doesn't even give it justice. But basically, she goes on board with her and the crew, the Gecko State, which is what he's looked up to his whole life. He wanted to be like them because they were rebellious and different, and his world gets flipped upside down once he finds out the truth about the world he's living in. All the things he's taught about the world is wrong, and he falls for this girl. But there's so much more for that, and you'd have to check it out yourself. At number 3, I would have to say, obviously, that it's Full Metal Alchemist, the first series and Brotherhood. That is really interesting, and there's a lot of different theologies in the anime in and of itself. The belief system in the show is rubbish, but the actual anime itself, character progression is really good. The music, I thought Eureka had the best music. I would put Eureka 7 at number 2 spot for music. Full Metal Alchemist probably has the best instrumentals in anime that I've ever heard. But the story is about two brothers who try to bring their mother back from the dead because their father abandoned them, and they use the arts of alchemy to try to do that. The all-around message is, in order to get something, you have to give something, and obviously they failed at it. They failed at trying to bring their mothers back because, I mean, honestly, like, who could bring somebody back from the dead unless you're Jesus? So, anyhow, basically, the mother turns into a homunculus. If you don't know what a homunculus is, it's basically an artificial human, and they go, trying to get their bodies back because in getting something, you have to give something, and in doing that, they sacrifice their limbs, and one of the brothers lost his whole body and was just Tin Man, basically. So it's very interesting. You should check it out. The music's phenomenal. At number 4, I want to say, this one's hard to pronounce, is Durarara. It's Durarara. Wow, I'm 6 minutes into this video. I didn't mean to make it this long. I'm new to this. So, basically, that anime is about a bunch of things. A legend, and the setting is in Japan. I forget what the name of the city was, but there's 3 seasons of it. It's on Netflix right now. It's in Japan. It's in like a neighborhood with like the Yakuza and color gangs and stuff like that. And one kid who's a nobody basically moves out to this sketchy part of Japan to live with his friend, and to really get out and see the world. And him seeing the world, he constantly wants more and more and more, to the point where he's running the gang and competing against the other gangs, and he constantly wants more in life. And yeah, it's really crazy. And the crazy thing about this anime is one character's actions affects the next character, whether they're just filler or fodder characters, or they're like main characters. Everybody affects everyone in this anime. It's really cool. The last one is something that I recently came upon. This was a tough one. The 5 spot was between Sword Art Online and Sword Art Online 2 and the 7 Deadly Sins. I'd have to give it to the 7 Deadly Sins because the character progression is really good. There's more spotlight on each character. Like they get their own episode more, and you get to learn about them. And it's just really funny. Really well done. I didn't care too much for the instrumentals, the music in it, but the characters, they're all witty, they're all funny, and the battle sequences are quite intense. So, yeah. But anyways, if you're new to anime, you should definitely check it out. It's helped me, when I was younger, when I was going through something, to watch that, because, any stupid old kid, not saying that kids are stupid, can just watch cartoons all day, and that's what they want to do, but, anime brings something more to the table. So, anyways, it's just something that I like. I'm not super into it as much as I used to be, but obviously I'm in school and I got work, so there's, things that take up more of my priorities. But anyways, just wanted to share that. It's a little bit about me that you didn't know. And yeah, so if you're into anime, just Google, or you want to be into anime, just Google anime or YouTube it.